Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and I am back here today with a pattern of my own creation. And, well, you can see I picked out my floss for it. I worked out like how much I needed, and then I went through what I have, and I found these two colors, and I really like them. So I'm gonna try, oops. If you see over here, I'm trying to find a color that's suitable, and I made it so I can just kind of make that disappear, and I can get to this. Now this over here is sort of like the pattern, except for there's a break in it here and here that's not supposed to be there. I worked out this whole thing while we were away in Thailand, and there was an app on Mandy's tablet, and I was just messing around and having some fun, and I thought this would be really kind of cool, and so kind of worked this whole thing out, and now I'm going to try to rework it in my own stuff because I kind of didn't like how this pattern generator thing works. So if I'm going to have to make the thing, I want to be able to make it easier on myself. So this is one color. Let me bring this up again and grab my other color, make that disappear again. Oops, I lost the center. Okay. So there's my two colors. So and it's going to be kind of hard for me to, whoops, is this the bottom of the window wasn't showing, so I didn't have my bar to be able to move this back and forth. So some of this is going to be a little bit difficult because I can't really see like how many squares there are. And that has everything to do with the app that I was using. So it's going to be kind of trying to work out what makes sense here. And once I kind of get it to where some of it makes more sense, I think the whole thing will become easier. It's just the getting it going part is going to be the difficulty thing here. So I'm pretty sure that is there. Yeah, these are this part that comes in. And that comes up that way. And then, yep, this is the diamond down here like that. And then this goes this way. Right at the edge. This is coming all the way in. To the center and then in like that. So that's this diamond up here. And then, so there's one dark right in the corner? That's a little bit weird. So most of this basically revolved around this wavy line thing here. Right? So I was kind of working out like how many strings it took to make this cool wavy line thing and make it into a box. And yeah, that's the crux of the pattern itself. And the more I was playing with it, the more I really fell in love with it. So there's, mind you, in order to do this, what I had to do was I didn't have so much floss that I could just do this doubled up. So this is going to be single stranded. So the amount of space that we have from the top to the middle is much bigger. So yeah, that's going to make it, well, a little bit interesting, to say the least. So, all right. So these all went up this way, and then there's this inside of it. Right. Yeah, this is kind of hard to look at, to be honest. It's hard to see what's the, like, the where we are thing. So this line comes, wait, where that one goes, oh, something is kind of wrong in here. This line here comes all the way back out this way. Right, so that goes that way. So there's a dot in the middle of that. This goes this way. There's a dot in the middle of that one. So this comes out a couple. That comes out that way. That one's that way. And there's one there. So there's the squiggly line. So these things on the side are supposed to look like the ones in the middle, just sort of cut in half. That's the gist. Yeah, this thing is definitely complicated. All right. Oh, and so I did put this on a layer so I can move it around. So, yeah, let's move that up here so I can kind of see what's going on. And back to the paint tool. And I can start coloring some of the stuff in. Yeah, so this is the darkest in the center of that thing. All right. So like I said, this is a lot of like little squiggly things, and then this kind of comes up and loops around. And the reason why I only have to do a quarter of this is because I can use copy and paste to fill in everything else. So I'm trying to make this where it doesn't take all day. So this color comes quite a ways. Doesn't go all the way to the end, but it goes quite a ways. I don't know where that ends. This and this both come out, and this is here. So that's 1, 2. Oh, there's a third one. Right. So that's that one. The white goes out. Gosh, this is this way, and this one is this way, and this is what makes that diamond here. And that goes that way. Right. And this is what goes up that way. Am I right? So that's the split thing at the end. the light comes in, goes out that way. It goes back this way. Yeah, if you think this is complicated now, wait until I get to trying to close out the ends where I can't do the full pattern. Yep, this is the dot in the middle of this. There's a dot in the middle of that. Right. Yep, that's this little thingy here. Wow. Oh, and that comes out. Oh, but this is neat. This comes down. And this comes out that way. And this comes down. And this goes all the way to that corner at the very beginning of the whole thing, which is awesome. And that means this is the line that's going to go off this way. And yeah, that just kind of ends off in wherever. Yay. Okay, so far this is all working out really, really well. I mean, I don't know if it looks like it, but it is. Let's move this thing up more so I can, again, see what I'm doing. Figure this all out. Go back to the layer I'm at, or I'm working with, and then, so we just need this thing over here. So the easy way is there's a dot there, and this comes in, and this goes that way. I guess that also goes that way. Cool. And then there's this here, and this here, and then one in the middle. That's awesome. On the other side, there would have been something coming in there and there. Oh, we got something missing over here. This has to go that way, and there's a dot there. Hey, we did all that. Now, for the most part, the strings on this aren't so bad. So this is 30 strings. I didn't mention that earlier. I'm sorry. This is 30 strings. So the way it's paired up is a little bit weird. There is 14 light ones and 16 dark strings. So, yeah, that's sort of makes it a little bit weird, but I kind of didn't want to make it necessarily any wider than this. And it was all turning out looking really cool. And I got this whole, because in a way, this middle thing will kind of look like a gear. And I was really kind of liking the whole gear thing. And so, yeah. This is just like one of those, like, I wonder if I can. And then I start playing around and I'm like, yes, I guess I really can do it. I'd like to say that I'm pretty excited about making this. But I don't know that I really am that excited. To be honest, it's going to be difficult at best. All right, so let's see. I don't know why the fill in part. Oh, I see why. Let's try this over. So see how like that's looking really sloppy? This is why. So there's a threshold for like how sensitive it is to picking up the color, and that was down really, really low. I think I don't remember exactly what I was working on when I thought that I needed that to be so low, but it stayed. And we can fix that. Now it looks better. Might have been even better if we had done that earlier, but whatever. It's okay. All works out just fine. So I'm kind of working out this one strand here, just making sure. Like, I'm pretty sure everything just kind of goes straight. There's no, like, knots that flip. Although this does seem to be a thing. Why is that? Yeah, so that's going to have to bounce this one this way. That's interesting. Guess I thought this was going to be super, super straightforward. Apparently not as much as I thought. That's okay. So it does kind of up my thoughts as to whether this is, intermediate or more advanced. Makes it a bit more advanced. I'm going to take and do this light one here just because I'm a little concerned with, why did it need extra attention and stuff. Just make sure that this isn't going to be some kind of a problem. So let's work it downwards first. And then I will go and trace it back the other direction. Mind you, I have full confidence that this one works. I've already put it through a bracelet making app, and when I was coming up with it. However, there have been times when trying to come up with something very complicated and different that it didn't work out. This putting in the underlying strings is necessary when you're doing the standard regular bracelets. If you're doing an alpha bracelet, obviously, you can jump around the strings and you can do anything you want. It doesn't matter. But with these, there is an element of you need to know that the string is going to make it to where you want it. And yeah. That's why I teach this. And that's why I really don't do the alphas. If you noticed, it feels like cheating. It feels like it's just too easy. You can put a knot anywhere you want. I mean, you might as well almost be doing beadwork as far as I'm concerned, right? You can put a bead in any old which way, and that's see, this one also seems we're gonna bounce this one. And then that dark will be there. That's so weird. It doesn't seem like we made a mistake or anything, right? Yeah. No, it doesn't appear that there was a mistake made. It's just one part of the pattern requires there to be a little jump in things, which I don't remember that, but the app I was working with is not, it like tries to solve for you. It does all of this stuff and basically says, yeah, we can make the strings happen. It doesn't, it's not like this where you actually have to work it out. So yeah. So I'm slightly curious. Let's do this one. Because I know that for the most part, everything is alternating. And I know that there's like an extra strand of the darker color, which kind of threw off the whole, like, the original two colors were very similar to this that I wanted to use. But then I didn't have an extra skein of the darker, and I was really disappointed. And then I was kind of looking through the whole airplane trolley trying to see like what I did have, and I saw these, which were like, oh, these are very close. And yeah, so I have similar colors that I will use for a different project, something big-ish, not quite as this big. But yeah, so there we go. So the alternating thing is sort of working here really well. I'm still curious as to where the extra dark one goes. And you can kind of tell I'm kind of playing this cautious, right? Normally I would bring down several strings at the same time and just kind of go at it. So if you're wondering why does it appear like, I'm being cautious, it comes down to the fact that, right out the gate, we ran into something where it sort of changes. Like this is not going to be the dark one coming through because we know that this is going to be dark. And then if this was dark and this is dark, I can't put the light one right here. So this has to jump over one and come down here to make this row instead. So yeah, it's and I can see like from this, like this is all working out just fine. Like everything is right where I would expect it to be and working exactly the way I would think. So let's go the other direction. Let's bring this one up. Oops. Hit that outer box. Didn't want to do that. Yeah, and now see this one jumps over because it can't go up this row. It's going to be funny if at the end of this, it turns out that it's the lighter color gets the extra string as opposed to the dark one from the original. Funny more peculiar than funny ha-has. But I have enough string for both of these colors for that to actually work out. So win. Yep, that doesn't go up. That comes through here. Okay. So this one is for sure dark. And this one is for sure dark. So yeah, now we're getting a little bit more daring here. Does that go through there? No, probably not. And this one does not go through there. Oh, that's all right. So this one's going to come through this way. And this one's going to come through this way. Yeah, it is working out, right? We are getting strings to go to where they need to be at. Is it going the way I anticipated? No, not at all. No. Is that bad? No, not really. Not everything is, something that you can solve in your head. Well, I guess maybe if you're smarter than I am, maybe you could have done that. This is kind of complicated though. I can do a lot of patterns in my head, but 30 strings, lots of zigzags. Yeah, probably not so much. And see, I'm actually having to watch for things like making sure, like this one comes through here, right? It just did a regular bounce back this way. Making sure like the two darks came together, that's a dark knot, because it can't be anything other than a dark knot when the two strings do that. Here we have two strings coming together, they're both dark. But then this dark has to come out down here because it just has to do that. Oh, and I lost the other one. Wait, where'd the other one go? All right, so that one's all the way down. I lost the one on this side. Ah, here. It's almost to the bottom. All right. Uh-oh.
What? Wrong!
That can't be a light. This has to come back this way. Because this is obviously a dark row here. And that couldn't have come through because then you wouldn't have a light one for here. So, yeah, fixing mistakes as we go. Oh, I missed one right there. Darn it. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So this is likely to be the kind of pattern that when I'm making it, that I have to tick off the little areas that are completed. Wait. Wait, I lost where I was. Ah, right here. And I can't say I'm a huge fan of having to do that. I'm just not. I don't think that's at all fun. I guess this goes all the way through. Okay. So that's a light one. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I'm really confused. Because that's how much I predicted for the light ones. If that's, I guess it means that this one over here, oh yeah, it is. That is a dark one. Oh, I just solved what my little dilemma was with the whole thing. I guess there it is. Again, I knew that there was supposed to be one more dark than there was light. Looking at the layout, it wasn't quite looking like that's how this was going to go. And then at the sort of last moment, it kind of revealed that, yeah, that's totally the thing. Mind you, we have almost all of the darks completely worked out, right? I could just say, yep, that's it, and use the like select by color and color in all the rest of the stuff with the light color and be like, yep, we did it. The problem with potentially doing something like that is we're assuming that I made no mistakes, that I'm infallible, and that's not true. I've done this for a very, very long time, but I am 100% capable of making mistakes. And I would just as soon make sure that this is right, especially before I copy and paste it a number of times to finish out the whole project. Because, yeah, the same mistake would be like all over all the rest of it. So, just a bit of better safe than sorry. So, this obviously has to be a light going that way. That's got to be a light going that way. There we go. Yeah, this is complex. Is the making it part going to be advanced? I think so. I think like we do a lot of intermediate bracelets here. Like that's kind of been, like if you check out the playlists and stuff, right? There's probably way more. I'm thinking this is actually pretty advanced. This is the kind of thing where crossing it off what you've accomplished, knowing your stuff really is going to be a part in this. And I hope that doesn't discourage some of you from trying. Honestly, I hope that you're like, you know what, I'm ready. We've done all the intermediates. We've practiced so many things. Let's do it, you know. But yeah, this is up there, man. This is. And as much as I'm anticipating the possibility of having to cross off things, it's sort of possible, like because we know that it's sort of like gears and there's certain things that are kind of going on, it might be able to kind of see where you are during the process. I don't know. I will learn that as I'm making this, which will be basically our next video. And we'll see, you know, it's that's kind of what the whole making videos are about, right? Is to see, like, did I learn anything? Was there anything about it that was sort of, more difficult than I anticipated or less difficult in times? And we're down to the last couple strings. It looks like we are doing really good. Nothing's broken so far. It is definitely unusual, though. This is... And honestly, this pattern, if you wanted to go double wide or, well, if you went 4 times the width, you would have a really sharp looking small bag. All right, double up the strings, do the whole thing. This would definitely make a really cute bag. Mind you, the way we started this with the two things at the top, I would definitely do that differently. Right, I would bring it down up to like just a single point, possibly even start it off on the thing that we have in the center. Right, so like getting it right out the gate, just letting that that gear shaped thing be at the very beginning. Yeah, I would definitely aim for that, and then let the rest just kind of fall into place and see how that goes. I'm not sure if it would make it easier if there's less of this having to bounce things, if you are making it into a bag, because there's like an extra row that joins 2 things together, and that extra row might actually sort out that difference and make this all work. So that's a possibility. I don't know. Wow. This is going to be awesome. All right, so I'm going to hide that part because we don't need it for what we're doing next. So the first thing is I'm going to grab this area here and Control C, Control V, and then I'm going to use the flip tool and flip it horizontally. And then using the moving tool, this should just kind of snap right onto the grids and all line up really nice. And it did. And we can anchor that. Then, sorry, kind of zooming around all over the place here. Going to copy the whole top section, Control C, Control V, and we're going to flip again, but this time we flip it vertically. And then we're going to use the move tool and bring this down here. And we have to line that up. Oh, wow, landed perfect. So now I can anchor it, and now we can take a look at the whole thing. And I don't know, I mean, can you make out the idea that this is like a gear in the center? There's one here, and then one down here. And then they're sort of off on the sides as well. It's kind of hard with this, I think. But when we actually put it together, I think it's going to be really super clear. I think you're really going to be able to make out what it was that kind of attracted to me to this whole idea. So yeah, there it is, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Thanks for hanging out with me, by the way. Before I go, I want to thank my Patreon supporters as well as my YouTube members for making this possible. Obviously I need the string to put this together, and yeah, it's also their encouragement, right? That's the other big part of it. When you actually are donating money to help keep the channel going, it really shows that you care, and that really motivates me a lot. So thank you very much, guys. Very, very much. And if you haven't already, hit like. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.